Top of the morning to you. Early breakfast, oatmeal, water, get some food in my stomach, right? Just to get the day started. The third, fourth, fifth generations of family that have ranches, farmlands, homesteads, or maybe you just have a house that's kind of been passed on from generation to generation. I was thinking about how you fast forward to today, right? Someone that's in that situation where they've now inherited the farmland that belongs to the family, right? Dad owned it, grandpa owned it, great great grandpa owned it, and so forth, right? However far back you want to go. And you fast forward to today's time. And I think about how each generation fights to keep that land. Each generation fights to maintain that, whether they want to keep the land, to work it as a farmer, homesteader, or maybe they just want to keep it in general and live in the house that their parents and grandparents lived in and so forth, right? And they want to pass it on to their kids. And you fast forward to that third, fourth, fifth generation, whichever it may be, and that generation gets to the point where they have no interest to keep the house for various reasons, whether it's they don't want to pay the taxes on it and they'd rather just sell it and apply that toward a home that they want wherever they live at. Or maybe they can't live in it because they live out of state and they just came back home to bury, mom or dad or both. Maybe they have no interest to be a farmer or homesteader. And I think about how often does it happen these days in the years that we live in now in America, that it's very hard for the third, fourth, fifth generation to actually keep the land because of just everything that we face, right? I think that we all see this one world currency, this system, that it's designed to weed out the old mindset of the old American way, right? That generation of keeping and passing on the land, because the way the world works is not the way the world worked in those previous generations, right? Where that was the common denominator, right? Was to figure out how to keep the land at all costs possible, pass it on, keep it in the family, pass it on to the next generation. Because as a parent, you want to leave your kids something. You want to pass that on and say, I want to bless you with something, right? You keep it. Now it's yours. You keep it in the family. You give it to your kids. And it's just unique how we've come to a time and era in this day and age where it is hard to uphold those values. It's hard to upkeep tradition, right? Because you're faced in a world that doesn't exist, that your parents or grandparents raised you to be in, or told you. Maybe they just told you stories of. You don't exist in a world that runs like that. And so how do you maintain the land? How do you maintain that lifestyle? It's like I see that it's just a dying breed, right? It's a dying lifestyle to live the old American dream, to the point where we're just going to be telling stories. We're going to be telling stories to the next generation of what America used to be, right? And what it meant to pass on the land. So anyway, just food for thought. Have a blessed day. Right out.